What's up, everybody? We welcome everyone to today's lecture. The topic for today's lecture is Joe Biden's socialist agenda. Socialism has existed in the United States for generations. This lecture is an answer for all Republican supporters, Republican TV show hosts, radio show hosts, politicians, and others, including Christians, who continuously talk as if socialism does not exist in the United States. And the fact of the matter is, socialism does exist in the United States. Concerning socialism, these people have been lying to people for years. I'm going to be repeating some information in today's lecture that I've lectured on before, in order to address this topic and put these lies to rest once and for all. So when someone states socialism does not exist in the United States, lead them to this lecture so they can hear facts that prove socialism does exist in the United States. People have lied about socialism in the United States for generations. They want you to believe that socialism does not exist in the United States, which is a lie. They want you to think socialism is bad, which is also a lie, as socialism was utilized by God in the Old Testament, and I'll prove this biblical point at the end of today's lecture. These people also want you to believe that socialism is communism, and that's a lie. Now let's set the record straight concerning socialism. During the administration of Franklin D. Roosevelt, Republicans called his New Deal program socialism, and they attempted to get the people of the United States to think that socialism and communism were the same, which is the reason people were always saying socialism and communism in the same breath when mentioning socialism. They sought and still seek to place fear of socialism into the hearts of people who are ignorant concerning socialism by tying socialism and communism together when referencing socialism. Socialism can be utilized within a communist government, and socialism can be utilized within a democratic government. And these people undoubtedly don't want you to know about these facts, which is the reason why the word socialism has been obfuscated for generations. Merriam-Webster's online dictionary's #1 definition for socialism reads as follows: any of various economic and political theories advocating collective or governmental ownership and administration of the means of production and distribution of goods. People have been saying for years that the economic system in the United States is capitalism, and they're quick to tell people to move to another country if they want socialism. And they say this out of ignorance of the economic system in the United States. There are people who undoubtedly want people to remain ignorant in this area. But today, people are being taught the facts. And the fact of the matter is, the economic system in the United States is a hybrid economic system consisting of socialism and regulated capitalism. Today's lecture will address the United States government side where socialism exists. For information on the regulated capitalism side of the United States economic system, listen to our lectures entitled The Truth About Capitalism or The United States Socialism and Regulated Capitalism. Now, the United States hybrid economic system is made up of two parts, which are the government side and the private side. The government side includes all of the social programs, and the collective or governmental ownership and administration of the means of production and distribution of goods are through the people of the United States, through their elected representatives. In other words, the means of production and the distribution of goods are collectively owned and administered by the people of the United States through their elected representatives. Also, the people of the United States collectively contribute to the system through their taxes. And it's a common good system, as the people of the United States collectively contribute to the common good of all. as their taxes fund the social programs. Merriam-Webster's 2A definition for socialism reads as follows: a system of society or group living in which there is no private property. On the United States government side, where there is socialism, there is no private property, and this applies throughout the United States. Merriam-Webster's 2B definition for socialism reads as follows: a system or condition of society in which the means of production are owned and controlled by the state. On the United States government side, where there is socialism, the means of production are owned and controlled by the state. Or in other words, the means of production are owned and controlled by the government. This is also a fact in United States government socialism. Merriam-Webster's online dictionary's number 3 definition for socialism reads as follows: a stage of society in Marxist theory transitional between capitalism and communism and distinguished by unequal distribution of goods and pay according to work done. Now let's break this definition down into 2 parts. The first part deals with Marxist theory and is referring to Karl Marx, who is seen as the man behind socialism. Socialists throughout the world view Marx as a man who looked at society and saw the corrupt system of capitalism. Now, as the first part of definition number 3 states, socialism is a stage of society in Marxist theory transitional between capitalism and communism, which proves that socialism is not capitalism and socialism is not communism. It's a stage of society in Marxist theory transitional between capitalism and communism. Now, let's look at the second part of the definition that states socialism is distinguished by unequal distribution of goods and pay according to work done. On the United States government side, where there is socialism, the distribution of goods and pay are not equal. People get varying amounts of goods and pay according to their work done. People who are on cash assistance get varying amounts based upon how much they earn. And how much people earn is based upon how much work people do. Some people earn more on their jobs and some people earn less. On the United States government side, where there is socialism, means testing is utilized to determine benefit amounts. The United States government looks at how much a person earns to determine how much the person will receive in benefits. The same thing applies for SNAP, which was known as food stamps back in the day, and other United States government social programs people may apply for. And although everyone is not receiving benefits at any given time, as some people are receiving benefits in varying amounts and others are not, anyone can apply for benefits at any time and be means tested to see if they qualify. United States government socialism gives the least of these an economic floor that they're not supposed to fall below. Now, there's a lot that needs to be done to increase United States government socialism for the least of these, or in other words, the poor and middle class, as a bottom-up least of these economic system, beginning with $2,000 in monthly United States federal government guaranteed universal basic income for the poor and middle class, is a step in the right direction. But as one can clearly see in the information I've presented, on the United States government side, socialism is clearly evident. And these are the facts that debunk the lies that have been taught concerning socialism in the United States. Don't take what anyone says as being factual. Check it out for yourself. Now you know the facts, and you can call them on their lies and put the facts on them. And when someone tells you to go to another country if you want socialism, you can lay the facts on them and prove to them socialism exists in the United States. Socialism definitely predates the time of Karl Marx, as it clearly exists in the Bible in the Old Testament, although the word socialism did not exist. And Old Testament socialism was ordained by God in the law he gave to the Israelites through Moses, which we'll look at later, as I stated earlier.